Hello, welcome. No, welcome, welcome. We'll wait for a few more people to pop on. Hey, Teresa. Hey,
Yeah.
hi, hi,
Hi.
hi. Wendy's there. I'm going to go ahead and just record this. I have a link going on with YouTube. Here's Miss Sally.
Hello.
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 I'm going to go fill my water up. Yep. I know. Glad you guys can make it and do short notice stuff. But at least we'll get it out there. Yeah. Dana. I know. That's yeah. Why don't we have everyone just go around and just introduce? This is pretty casual. Introduce yourselves and like what you're most excited about in your either new business or currently in your business, because we have some um, regular consultants on and new consultants on.
My name is Sally Charles, and I've been doing this since I think beginning of November. And I'm just excited. I've kind of been on the outskirts, so to speak. So I'm kind of excited about moving a little bit more into this and seeing what I can do.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks, Sally. You know, does anyone else want to go? I know, Teresa, do you want to share? Oh, you're muted.
There we go.
Okay, now I'm talking. My
Okay.
name's Teresa Haller. I'm Teresa. I've been doing my business about 10 years now. I just had my anniversary. And I'm most excited just to finish strong with as many new members as I can to my
Cool.
team.
Yep. Cool. Dana's, go ahead, Dana.
Hi, I'm Dana Nielsen. I've been working my business for 20 years. Oh my gosh. And what am I excited about? Is that the third question?
Mhm.
I'm excited to see where I land June 30th.
Oh,
Working
cool.
hard. Yeah, working hard with this 5 and 5. Making new bookings even today when we're out at the cabin. So
Yep.
yeah.
And take it wherever. And Wendy, do you want to share? Maybe not. Maybe she's not available. I don't think you're muted, but jump in anytime, Wendy, if you want to share. But so I'm Chris Lusso, and I've been working my business it'll be 31 years in May. And we've been a unit for 10 years, which you'll hear more about that. We'll do a little anniversary party May 1st. But we're in the Sapphire division, and pretty much we earned our first unit club, which we did over 300,000 in retail sales last year. So it's an amazing unit that you're coming into. And that's a combination of everyone's efforts. So yep. Hey, Wendy, did you want to just share what you're excited about? If you can get off your mic, or you're welcome to come on and share if you want. So I got a hi from Wendy, but but pretty much um I've done it. My kids were little. I've done it with little kids. I've done it around, kids in school. I've done it, kids in college, kids, playing baseball, kids, kids leaving, so I've done it in all the seasons. So I have tips about all of it, but Mary Kay's been around 60 years. And I think just to know that it's debt free, privately owned, they invested a lot in that new upgrade of their Well, the Richard Rogers manufacturing plant it was like 2009. They invested 2018. It was finished 2009, no, 2019. And that will be one of the tours that you get to do at seminar this year. But so they're thinking ahead, and that whole manufacturing plant was paid by the profits of the family. They invested and paid for the whole thing. They did also invest a lot of money in our upgrade of our computer system. So yep, and they're still working on it, but I mean they'll get the bugs out eventually. But so and Mary Kay as a company is very admired in the direct selling association. Mary Kay Ash was entrepreneur of the century. You'll hear these Mary Kay terms, golden rule and go give. So Mary Kay would work honor, to do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And that's just kind of been her philosophy. And a go give example is kind of someone doing something above and beyond that you've asked. I think it's doing the and then some. Sometimes I had a customer that was like, oh, I really love the old day cream. So I found one for her. I put a new sample of the new stuff because she wasn't, she's like, oh, I'm allergic or I can't find anything that doesn't work. So, I mean, I think it's just doing the extra stuff, just going above and beyond. I think people don't know how much you care. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care about what they're really telling you. And I think a lot of this business is listening. We do have a dress code, and it's so funny because I remember like back in the day we couldn't have open-toed shoes. It was heels but not open. So they've come a long way. So let me just share it. And I think that I don't know if maybe people are put off by it, but I guess that's the only thing really Mary Kay has asked us to do is dress professionally. It's just that if you're put together and you're feeling, great about yourself, you can really totally focus your attention on everybody else. And whether it's a fun dress, that fit, I wouldn't go out and buy a wardrobe. I would get, a black A-line skirt or a white blouse, and then we'll eventually get you in mid-management, and then you get to wear a red jacket, and then you don't have to worry about what you're wearing. So, I mean, that was my first experience at seminar. I roomed with 3 girls that had red jackets, and I didn't have to think about anything they were wearing at seminar. So, anyway, seminar is an event down in Dallas for 4 or 5 days, and it's going to be ours is I want to say it's August 5th through or August 6th through. It's like that Tuesday to Friday, but I can find the dates. But it's where the top directors from the Sapphire area train. It's recognition for the year end. It's just everything. It's kind of like, I don't know, the American awards pageant. I mean, it's a kind of beauty pageant, but like educational, and I don't know, they tell you what's kind of coming up and going on, coming up, I don't know. It's one of those, it's continuing education. If you go at any other career, lawyers show up. Josh, my son's going to sports medicine conference next week in Baltimore. So, I mean, you just invest in yourself. Whatever you invest in yourself, you'll get back in return. So, let's see. We don't, yep. Oh, thank you. Yep. 6th to the 9th. Thanks, Teresa. And, and there's plenty of time. You'll be a lot more information coming out about seminar because I think registration opens towards the end of April. I think it's the 29th. But I want to say she asked not to have kids at events. I think, because you can just focus because this is your business. Yeah, pretty much Mary Kay would always say it's easier to keep a customer than to find new ones. So you have like a 70-80% retention rate if you do take care of your customers. And if you haven't sent me like a headshot for the newsletter, I think, thanks, Wendy, I got yours. That helps me so that I can, have it for recognition. But definitely attitude determines your altitude. And I know the most excited consultant can sell like ice to an Eskimo. I mean, it's just because she's so excited. It's the enthusiasm that sells the product. And it's so much fun working with an excited new consultant and you guys starting, your business. And I think that's the whole thing is, get your feet wet, give it a real try. Because I didn't realize I could, earn 6 cars and earn diamond rings and earn a lot more than what I even imagined when I first started. That's what came out of my starter kit. But it's in contagious. So you can have 90% enthusiasm and 10% knowledge. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know everything before you get started. And it's better to do things wrong with the right attitude than do everything right with the wrong attitude. But definitely you want to be, if you don't have Mary Kay's autobiography, I can get you a copy. I have many copies here. And you want to read something positive every day. There's I mean, if there, we're gonna be rounding up like a library too. So if you're interested in that, um, I'm trying to think. Meetings, I don't know. I think as you start a new business and investing, I would commit to as many meetings as you can come to. I do have a Monday night works for you. I have it on Zoom, or I have it. We're live at our studio. We call it Pink Boutique. I want to say it's look at the address, but it's Wellesley in Division. I can get you the address, and it's Suite 505. But it's somewhere where you can bring guests. You can learn while you earn, because I'll have other red jackets, other consultants teaching skincare, and then there's some parts of the meeting that's like meat and potatoes and recognition, and then off we go with a challenge. So you can always bring guests to the meetings. And Mary Kay would say the importance of meetings, 1, you're probably sick, 2, you're probably dying, 3, you're probably dead. But that's what Mary Kay would say. But definitely introduce me to any of your guests. It's hard to answer questions those nights. So whether you grab a red jacket and get your questions answered, or just call me later or text me, so or call me. But I want to help. Call me often. You're not bugging me. It's not, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's my job. And I mean, even if you're like, I can only come Monday nights, just bring 3 guests every Monday night. It's, yeah. But we're taught to work closely with the ones that are coming to meetings, showing up often, coming to company events, handing in weekly accomplishment sheets, holding appointments. So we want, you moving up fast too. And then, so I love everyone conditionally, but my time's conditional. And then, but I think the big thing is just keep showing up. I think that's where my 31 years, if I knew anything, it was I'm either stubborn. Well, I know I'm stubborn, but it's just the not giving up and just keep trying something new. I mean, we've gone through a lot, but this still works very well to earn, to put extra cash in your pocket or replace income. We call crow time, like if we have crow time. I think some of these terminology, it's just sharing like something that maybe you stepped out of your comfort zone that week, or you gave out your card, or you did something that you don't normally do. But what not to say is like, oh my word, I had this challenge, and meetings not group therapy. So it's really a positive environment, and we kind of like call you on the carpet, if not in front of people, but we keep it pretty positive. So you want to hang out with positive people, and then you want to have a goal, like a goal at first. But let me share any questions so far, or anything you want covered, or that makes sense. So just like general overview, but they call it a perfect start, where you can book 8 parties and you hold 5 in a 2-week period, or you see 15 faces in 15 days. So that's what a perfect start is called. And then I can get you booking scripts, and it starts on the date that you book that first class. So it doesn't have to be like April 1st, April 15th. And then we're going to show you how to book classes from classes, and then to overcome, obstacles in booking. I guess, or even if you how to make a set amount of money, then you double book and have 2 bookings. It's hardly ever that. The reason we do 8 classes, because usually 2 of them, one of the 2 is going to hold. So if you have 8, you'll probably have 4 or 5 that will hold. And it's just the numbers. This business is mathematical, but you have to take your emotions out of it. And then, yeah, and I would say the the faster you learn how to master the class, that's where you master, because from every skincare class, say that there was a Mary Kay consultant at every skincare class. And you're going to find your next team members at a class. And if they're a coachable hostess, they're going to be a coachable team member. And then we have pearls of sharing. So as you're kind of going through your contact list, so pearls of sharing is having your first recruit in the first month. And that doesn't, it's not mandatory. I'm just happy to, like, if we do some sharing the business opportunity with 3 people, you get like pearls. Yeah, it's so funny. Mary Kay would say they're summer pearls. So they're, some are pearls and some are really not pearls. So these are summer pearls. You get pearls that are like bracelets, and then pearl earrings, and then like a pearl necklace when you have your first team member. So it's kind of fun just to earn some jewelry and just hear how to share the business. Because I think the skills of this business is sharing the product and hearing who might be interested in listening to it. But I would share with everybody, because I don't know what her needs are until I share about the business. But I think Mary Kay, her deepest wish was to pass it on. And going into it, like, we just had a big month of passing it on to a lot of people last month. So now it's like, let's go keep passing it on this month, but also, because you might know people that are looking for, because I heard it's what, $1,100 or $11,000, like just the difference between last year and this year. I mean, just in people's budget to cover the cost of what went up. I'm going to post Linda Tupin's Choices recording, and it's just a 30-minute video or audio. So she's a retired national sales director that she just has a great way of thinking, and she just put it all on there. And back in the day, I'd have cassette tapes that I'd send out for people to listen to it. So this is not, and with social media and stuff, there's so many videos, or you can make your own video about the business. And a lot of it's just sharing and hearing what their need is. Because if we find a need and fill it, that's our job, whether it's a dream in their heart or whether it's right good skincare or something that fix whatever complexion issue or whatever they're fighting with. So it's kind of like this paddling with a boat. If you keep just selling and just rowing with one oar, you're just going to go in a circle. But the idea is to bring other people along with you as you're learning, so you can move up the career path and earn extra income. So let me explain the commission, and feel free to jump in if you have any questions. So when we sell a product for like $10, we earn $5. So it's a 50% commission. And the biggest decision that you want to make for yourself is how much money do you want to make in a week, and how much time are you willing to invest? Everyone starts with a contact list, and I talk about, like, you're going to have a barbecue. Who would you invite? I would go through your phone. I would go through your email contacts. I would go through Facebook friends. I would go through everyone. I haven't anybody has skin over 18. And then you want to put a star by anyone's name that you admire, that she has qualities that you just see, like, she already has leadership qualities in her business that she brings to the table, because they're going to transfer over. She's a great communicator. She loves running a race, and she's competitive. Those are great team members, because it's a great place to have to run a race. If they want a platform, this is a great place to have a platform and to have an audience to speak to also. So think about anyone that you would admire in those ways too. And then after you see 2 or 3 observations of a skincare class, then you're going to just book your perfect start or power start, whatever you decide. And then and usually if you get eight classes on your books before you start, I'll give you a gold money bag. So you have a place for your sales tickets and calculator. And yep, I'm going back to old school. That's, yeah. And then there's recognition of, like, when you do 15 faces in 15 days, you get a perfect start pin. And if there's a different pin for power start pin, that's 30 faces in 30 days. but really it's 2 perfect starts every 2 weeks. It's not hard. It's just being consistent and putting it on faces. So you'll hear this star consultant. That's a term that we use. It's a program that it's wholesale orders placed to the company over a quarter. So our quarter just started. I want to say it was the March 16th. It's going to go through June 15th. So that's our 4th quarter, they call it. And any wholesale orders are cumulative. You get so many points. So like if you sold, so a star consultant week selling 300 retail for 4 weeks in a row for all those, so 12 weeks, you're gonna do 1,800 wholesale to the company and then 1,800 in your pocket too. I think, yeah, if you're selling 300. So so that's a sapphire star, and then it goes up from there. Ruby, diamond, $400 a week, $500 a week on up. And you have points. They have it's kind of, we used to have just a poster and could pick three prizes. Now it's like an Amazon shopping catalog for us. Yeah. And it's overwhelming because there's too many things to pick, but
Yeah,
it's
too many.
fun to get recognized for, that kind of, I'm waiting on like a roller bag, like an overhead travel bag. That's what I picked for less. So, but, so it's, Star Consultant is something the company does track. So it's something part of your accolades. And if you're consistently selling, Star Consultant will happen each quarter. So that's just something we want you to build a customer base that at least you can do a little or a lot, but I want you to have at least 5 or 10 customers that, when you need to order something, you can say, hey, I'm putting an order in. Did you need anything? Are you shaking anything? And it's so much easier to get an order together when you don't need, when you only need $50 or $100. So, and then if you do Star Consultant all 4 quarters, we call it all stars. So they did it all 4 quarters. But yeah, so, and then it's your choice if you haven't made a decision or have questions about like having your inventory, if you choosing to carry an inventory, that's on the Ready, Set, Sell brochure, and I can send that. I'll resend it to you, Sally, just to look at it. But it's not, I would just do what's best for you with all the information. Mary Kay does buy back that inventory 90 cents on the dollar. And then, so Mary Kay is willing to take 90% chance, and then we take a 10% chance on us. And, but yeah, I think the big thing is, it's just, it's however you decide to run your business. If you want to have on the spot delivery and don't want to go back and double back and, put it in the mail or go drive it to them, that's just, however you want to run your business. And like with customer delivery service, we can do that also, but it's $5.75 or $7.95 every time you ship it out. So sometimes looking at shipping, when you're shipping an eyeliner at $5.75, when you could have shipped it from your office for 2 or 3, actually it's probably 4, but it's a little less. It cuts into your profit. So the other thing is we have ongoing events, like Career Conference just happened in March, in Bellevue, seminars coming up in Dallas in August, and we do have a citywide event in April 13th. It's our spring fling, and it's multi-generational. I think poor Sally, she's going to be on a cruise. Sorry, she's going to be on a cruise. Yeah, she will not be able to make it. We feel bad for her. Yeah, but no. And then but so it's multi-generational. It's going to be like different wardrobes for different age groups, and then different makeup looks, like the on trends for the spring. So that's what we're doing. It's going to be recognition for the last quarter, and also just just doing some, if you want to bring someone that's interested in the business, we're going to do a little marketing. So so that's, let's see. Yeah, so I mean, there's ongoing stuff. Do something with your business every week: booking, coaching, selling, team building activity, if you want to make it a career. And whether, I say read 10 pages a day. Readers are leaders are readers. There's on the Mary Kay Learning app. It's a free app. on the Mary Kay website or on your app store, look for Mary Kay, and it's the Mary Kay Learning app. There's all these audio cassettes that I used to get in the past. They're all the audios that are all located there. So if you're like, I need some booking ideas, I need this, so you can listen to some other directors that have recorded them already. So it's a great resource. But product knowledge, Mary Kay in Touch has product knowledge. They have skincare confident, color confident. There's a lot of knowledge. They just came out with these little modules that are a little smaller than what we had before, but just take a little bit, maybe 20 minutes. Don't spend a lot of time, but just kind of plug in. And I'd say anything is to learn what's in that starter kit, like your skincare, the miracle set, the eye cream, oil for eye makeup remover, stuff that you use, the CC cream that you would use for a facial. Let's see, but definitely yeah, it's like yeah. So yeah, so we'll go through like booking and coaching, like how to hold an appointment and selling, but you always want to have a selling goal of at least, start out where you're at, but then you build up, like if you're 100 every week, then you bump it up to 150 and then you work up to 200. But with virtual and like skincare classes with the miracle set, like someone reordered a miracle set today. So it's not unusual to get like $100 reorder or $100 in sales. But it's definitely, but your bread and butter is to build that customer, your basic skincare clients to work to have 30, 40, 50, excuse me, skincare customers. Because that's your residual income. So that's my reorder that was like, I need a whole miracle set. So I'm getting paid for that appointment I held with her probably, Jennifer, well, I've known her quite a while. So, but definitely, you're going to do if you have any questions about the sales tickets, I charge the tax of the city that they're in, I guess if that's right. I don't know. If it's in Spokane, I'm handing it to them, then they're getting 9%. But if I'm mailing it to Montana or if I'm mailing it over to Post Falls, I figure out the sales tax. We have a place on the weekly accomplishment sheet. That's another form that will show you, and you can recover the non-recoverable sales tax. Because I know when I paid for the product, I paid Spokane sales tax, and I want to say Post Falls, or I think it's 7% over there. Is that right? I think that's right. So yeah, so there's a way to capture that. Because you're gonna have many hats. You're the CEO, but then you're also the treasurer and you're also the worker. So a lot of it is you kind of compartmentalize, like money management. I do a little money management on Mondays and Fridays. So then I'm capturing all that, just getting my papers in order or tracking that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a script, there's the flip chart, it has all the words on the back, the profile, you can, I'm gonna teach paper, but I know it's all online too. So you can do a Google Doc and collect all this information if you want to do that too. But the profile kind of tells you all about their skin tone, if they have any other skin needs. But yeah, so the weekly accomplishment sheet, that's a good, because it's really good if you do it weekly. Yeah. There's things I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna drive to it. But it's weekly accomplishment sheet. I think if that's the only thing that really helps keep you straight with taxes, because we're all heading into the taxes. But that's, so if you're going to so I know on like when I was sitting in Sally, you just kind of scroll down to where you guys, like my thing right here is all this pictures are above mine. So you go to weekly accomplishments here and you can enter like what you did that week or each sales ticket here. If it comes in on your website, then it comes in from my customers. And then there's a place manual orders. And pretty much I just do the date. I do who it was, if it was a hostess, how many hours, how many guests were there. Um, I do like one order. If I booked any parties and any skincare sets, what I like about this weekly accomplishment sheet, you can click on the top up here and the number of skincare sets sold, it tells you what it's looking for. So it's kind of like really easy to use. So this is sales minus the tax. A facial is 1 or 2 person, like a party is a skincare class of 3 or more. And then, reorders or on the goes if you're just going to show someone something or if it's an online website. This is where you collect the sales tax. Hostess gift is anything that you give away. Section 2, other than, so like maybe it's a little hand cream that's travel size, but not the full size hand cream. So that's a section 2. And then the giveaway, this is section 1. This is like if I gave a full size hand cream. So, and then there's a place for non-recoverable sales tax right there, because you might have some Idaho people. So, any questions about that? I mean, it's on Mary Kay in Touch, but was that too fast?
No, I have a question on the stuff that I was telling you about that I'm going to take on my cruise. Should
Yep.
I enter that somewhere?
Yep, because you're
Okay.
going to give it as gifts.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Yep. The other
Okay.
thing too is like for my, I run columns like my personal, like I'll keep track of all my personal use that I use personally and take it off the shelf. So every month I put like a sales ticket together. So I'm capturing, because you can take that off on the end of the year. I also run one for demos. So as you're setting up your starter kit, or if you need an oil for eye makeup remover, or the satin lips is not in the roll-up bag or the starter kit, you're going to make a list for demo items that you're demoing to people. CC creams. I'm trying to think what demos. And then I do have like for gifts. So I do run 3 columns every month of like what I'm giving away. So I'll do that. Like if you have people that we're sharing the business and we say, we're gonna do a listen for a lip gloss, then I send the lip gloss, but I'm gonna put, her name and then lip gloss, and then I'm writing it off. But so I'm keeping track of what I'm taking off the shelf. Yep. So that's a good question. And I think IRS, you're only supposed to gift $25 or something like that. But I forget if it's retail or wholesale. I think it's probably wholesale. I don't know. I should probably know that, but I don't. But that's why we all have accountants or yeah. Or yeah. So, but good question. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing that's the most important part, I think, between the weekly plan sheet, like figuring out your weeks, kind of seeing when you can work, and then that weekly accomplishment sheet. So if you turn it in weekly, I've been paying people, like if you have a 2-week grace period, but I'm going to pay you $1 because I want to see it. And then I'm going to write, there's some extra cash towards seminar or whatever you want to do with it. So that's, so it's a good habit to get into to even if it's a 0 week, doesn't matter. You're still going to pay $1 for that 0 week. But it's just the habit of keeping up with your paperwork, because it's harder to do it if you don't keep on top of it later. And like your system in business gets better and better because your record keeping gets better and better every year. So, and we can, we'll be train on all this stuff all the time. So that's the good question. The other, trying to think, the other one I mentioned was the weekly accomplishment sheet. The weekly plan sheet. So weekly plan sheet is pretty much just it's like a form, and I'll post them in the Success Express group, but it's just like whether you're running with a date book or however you do it, I'm still doing it on paper. I go back and forth, but I end up taking my phone, which I put dates in, and then put it on my paper date book, and then kind of figure out when I can work. So I know visually to say, like, because I can see where my holes are. And when the kids were little, it would be like at nap time, I would be on the phone. Or so it's kind of like seeing when, like, if you're returning phone calls, I know Sally has a drive to work. So maybe it's returning phone calls, driving home before she gets in, and then she's done for the day. Because when I was working a full-time job with Mary Kay, I would hold appointments Monday night on my meeting or Saturday morning, just 2 slots. Because you have to do all the rest of it, the grocery shopping. So put everything on that weekly plan sheet. And if you have other, kids around that has baseball and all the sports starting up, it would be a meeting on Sunday night and it would be like, hey, what do you want me at this week? And if they, had an emergency cupcake situation that they had to have, well, your emergency doesn't mean that I'm having an emergency or, so it was a lot of training on the front end. So, yes, I'll help you out once, kid, but we're not doing that again. I mean, so there was a lot of training, that went into, this is the weekly plan sheet. I'm happy to pivot, but this is my business. So, and I think the more that you respect it as a business and treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the profile, I know all my stuff's over that way, but I do my profile cards and I have a monthly folder that I put everything in. So it's just a place to put it. And then sales tickets, I put those in the same folder. And then pretty much we'll go through like how to open a class, how to book a party, how to coach it so then other people can come, how to tentatively book it. Like she's like, well, let me check with my friends. Because you hear that a lot, well, let's put it down. So then I have this, because when you know what your schedule is in the next 2 weeks, like let's tentatively put it down. I'll save the spot for you, but we can always change it. So, I mean, so it's just going through like, and we'll hit more of this on next week of just the systems of the actual meat and potatoes of all the little parts. But you want to have a good opening, and the flip chart's great and a strong closing to like, okay, this is what we're doing. 3 questions at the end. How much is it? When do I get it? How does it come? And then, having a system to follow up with customer service, which Mary Kay Touch does a good job with a 2 days a week, 2 weeks, following up in 2 weeks, and then following up with 2 months later. The other thing too is when we send a lookbook, it's our preferred customer program, and our deadline for the book that'll go out in May is April 17th. So even if you signed yourself up for 3 copies for yourself, it'll have samples in it. You get to order the new stuff May 10th rather than May 15th. So that's just something that I've always invested 90 cents. It's more expensive for me to send it from my office to the customer, but it's when Mary Kay Corporate will send it from they send it for us with our name, our return address, our phone number, our website to your customer. And I always add myself so that I know when they're hitting in the mailbox because it's 3rd class mail. So, and 3rd class mail does not get forwarded. So you want to make sure you have good addresses on people who you're sending it to. But there's no like maximum, but there's no minimum. But even if you put 2 or 3 people on, you could order a little earlier than all the other consultants on the 15th of May. So, and that's, yeah, it's kind of like, not that everyone wants a book, but it's still, I mean, think about how many catalogs you're getting still to your house. I know I'm still getting them, but so recruiting, sharing the business, whatever you want to call it. Mary Kay was the only thing she's like, just pass it on, just pass it on. So she, so yeah, you can earn the pearls of sharing, necklace, bracelet, and earrings. So what do you get as you move up the career path? What's kind of fun is if you have a girlfriend that you're like, hey, I'm just figuring this out. We're a lot of fun. Come on, let's do it together. So she would be on your team, and any order she placed to the company, there would be 4% commission check, paid out of the company's profit. So that's your long-term money is working with people. Your short-term money is selling the product. Because you get paid when you sell the product. And then if you grow your team to 3 people, Mary Kay gives you from 4 to 6 to 8%, depending on how much you do as a team. And then when you add 5 people to your team, you're going to get paid 9%. And then if all your 5 people order in that month and you do enough wholesale to do 600, then you get a 13% check. So my biggest 13% check was over $800 in December. So it was kind of a nice little gift. My director was required to do all the training, but it was just helping my team, answering any questions. It's not a lot of hand holding, but it's a lot of fun if you enjoy, hanging with him and stuff. So, but you look for people who you look for people who like the product. And then if you'd be upset if someone else recruited them. then you need to ask them. And I would just ask them to listen. Who knows what they want to do with it? And there's like a recruiting packet, but we can show you what flyers and with everything on email. You could probably just have it already just to pop in an email. And then there's videos on Mary Kay in Touch under the video lounge, and there's why it just fits. There's probably someone's story that, like we had one top director that trained us on I think it was Wednesday, and she has 7 kids and homeschools for 4 hours a day. Like, and she's still a top director. Yeah. No, I know. She was on it. But that's it. There's always someone that you're like, oh my word, how if she can do it, I can do it, So but yeah, I don't recommend to go get 7 kids, but I'm just, but I'm just like, she's really focused and yeah. And it's up to you. And it was interesting. She doesn't do anything on Facebook. So I think that's fun. So whether if you want to have a virtual launch party, we can do that. It has been successful because everyone has people all over town, all over the country. So if that's something you want to do, talk to your recruiter, talk to me, we can set it up and get it going. And I think the biggest thing with this is you can get launch parties going or people in person in the first 15 days and not miss out on those bonuses because, in your great start period, you want to maximize as much bonuses so you can offset, your initial costs. So let's see. CDs, YouTube, guest to meetings. I'll give you scripts how to invite models to meetings, models. There's so many scripts. I'm trying to think, but I think it's just figuring out like, what do I really want from this business? How much do I want to make? How much time do I want to put into it? And then, because I'm not, I want you to see some observations first. That was always, yeah. But, I'm trying to think, do you guys, and do you want me to do some more? I have a little bit more, but do you feel, Sally, do you want more? Poor Sally. She's amazing. She did taxes till 4 a.m, but they're done. Woo-hoo! I know, little shout out. But I think
Yeah, I'm hitting a wall.
yeah, no, that's fine. That because I have 2 sessions, but I was just like, my thought was just like just processing a lot of this stuff. And it's the new verbiage, Mary Kay, the website, Mary Kay in Touch is overwhelming. There's a lot of information. So it's okay to feel overwhelmed and like, oh my word, I don't know where even to start. I would say go back to that contact list. Let's do some practice sharing appointments because we can even just do them all together, whether it's on the phone or over a Zoom or whatever. Just keep it simple because they're curious. Even if they don't sign up, they understand more what you're doing. So then that supports them, but also how to support you, maybe having a class or some friends. Because really, you only need 3 or 5 people that and all those 5 people know 150 people. So, and then it's booking from bookings. So,
So Chris,
yeah.
I would suggest that if they're going to jump on and start doing the modules, maybe like you said, only do a couple at a time, but write questions down if you don't know, because right now you don't know the questions that you should ask because you don't know not much. But anyway, ask the questions, bring them to Monday Night Live or get a hold of your recruiter or Chris. And then that way they can explain exactly what a verbiage is or how the steps and things like that. And that might help if you get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it's a process and it's a skill-based business. So anyone can learn how to do it if you're willing to do it, willing to learn and give it a try. And I think sometimes there's on the job training when you just kind of like gotta fly and just try it. Or so not that we're going to kick you out of the nest, but you can watch us for a while, but you're going to hear the same skincare class I've done for years. And you're like, she's just reading the back of a flip chart. That's not really, do not make it harder than it is. Because it's not, this is not brain surgery or anything like that. So, and even if I get the wrong foundation, we wipe it off and put a different one on. So, yeah, no permanent damage. So, but yeah, so well, cool. Well, I appreciate you guys getting on today and just, getting this out, and if you get to watch the recording later, feel free to text me any questions, and I'll just post some of the forums that I was talking about and stuff. So, but yeah, well, I think thanks so much for being on.